This is my Rogue. So, 3 questions we always ask. Is it fast? Well, you can see we're now climbing just over 3,000 feet, so we're at maximum height. We're going to level out and see what kind of speed we can get this thing up to. It's very sensitive on the handling, but we'll get to that in just a second. We're already climbing. That's 120, 140, 160, 165, nearly 170. That's pretty fast for this kind of plane, and on par with something like the Dakota. Maximum speed looks to be 170, 180. That's actually really fast as we're approaching the ground, but I think it's going to start to slow itself down as we get low. There we are, railing it back to 140 as we would expect at a lower height. So a pretty fast plane overall, both high up in the sky and near the ground. Can it turn? Yeah, this thing can turn. That rear rudder is actually, although looking like it doesn't move, very, very powerful when it comes to turning. You can see, although I'm level, I can bank left, use the rudder, and really start to pull myself in all sorts of directions. In terms of evasive maneuvers, this has got to be the GOAT. Look at the way it can throw itself around with the use of that rear rudder. Just simply relying on ailerons alone to turn left and right is one way of doing it, but honestly, pulling it round with the rudder, you think you're going to crash, and boom, the rudder pulls you through. Very, very agile around these buildings. Impressive for a plane that's so close to the ground. You really wouldn't think it'd be that good. You've got to be on your toes though, because with that much mobility, one wrong move and seriously you can find yourself in the wrong place. But if you've got this plane and you need to evade a rocket, if you're not using that rear rudder, what are you doing? You can see how quickly that's with rear rudder, and if I don't use rear rudder, look how slow it is going around that corner. So we're using just the ailerons now to turn left and right, and as I pull the rudder into play, oh, that's a lot sharper of a turn. Incredible mobility, I must say. We've found a target. Lock-on missiles available to take down any sort of people that are in your path, and you can see we have successfully struck them down with the use of homing missiles. Something on the ground to take down, not a problem. We can open up our bomb bay, engage carpet bombing, and off we go. The plane's just trying to send me into a building there, but you can see we're carrying a nice capacity of bombs as well that we can drop down onto some unfortunate victims there. And finally, if bombs and missiles was not enough, you do also get explosive MG or the choice of standard machine guns. So if you do want to have those interesting dogfights, maybe it's a Dakota and you wanting to size yourselves up in the skies, it's a lot more fun without the explosive MG. It takes a lot more hits to take down a plane, but if you do just want the explosive MG, you can certainly get that via an upgrade. As you can see as well, final thing here, we're going to shoot 2 missiles here. So we're shooting and then we're waiting for a cycle to complete. It's not as advantageous as something like the Dakota that I recently reviewed, as that allows you to fire one after the other non-stop. But this does have the addition of both bombs and explosive MG. So you really have to choose which aircraft is best for whatever you're getting yourself involved in. And does it look good? Overall, I think this is a really, really nice all-round aircraft. If you've only got enough budget for one plane, this one kind of does everything. It's not going to be landing in the sea by any chance, but it's very agile. It's got a great top speed of well over 150 miles an hour high up in the sky, and only 140 closer to the ground. The choice for explosive MG or standard MG, we've got rockets here that are homing as well, and the option for multiple types of bombing. It kind of does a bit of everything, and as well as that, you can see it looks pretty good overall too. I've gone for a Breitling yellow paint job here with a black primary and a chrome secondary. That's giving me these nice shiny parts on the wingtips and around the cockpit. I think it's a really class looking plane, some sort of stunt plane looking thing with all of the weapons attached along the wing. I'm really happy with this thing. I may get a second one or customize this and turn it back into some sort of stunt plane given its agility, but perhaps I do need the 2. What are you guys going to do? Let me know down below.